perhaps a breather for the markets. We are looking at flattish moves. Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. The indices have closed flat and the Nifty has closed, in fact, nearly where it was yesterday. We, however, have had very sharp moves even in today's day of trade, but a few more gainers as compared to what we were used to or have been used to in the past couple of days. Indian Oil Corp and Bajaj Finance making a little bit of a recovery too. In fact, we've seen a recovery in Sun Pharma, Hero MotoCorp as well. And Reliance Industries is now lending strength, one of the heavier weight companies. On the losing end, Titan Company down 12.3%. And we also have a lot of weakness in TCS and UPL. Of course, TCS is something that we're going to watch out for on the back of earnings. Broader markets, again, well, one gainer for one loser. Adani Green Energy, along with Adani Power, advancing in trade. Of course, Oberoi Realty also advancing by as much as 7%. So significant gains coming in there. On the losing end, REC is down 14%, and we're going to talk about that as well. Titan Company, something that I want to address in just a bit too. Diwan Housing Finance and KRBL down around 5 to 8%. But let's address this and let's get a perspective on the markets from our markets editor Neeraj Shah. Neeraj, thankfully a bit of a pause after the kind of carnage that we've seen over the past couple of days. What are you making of these cues?
Yeah, it's almost like the start that India has given versus New Zealand as well, steady as she goes, not a bad start. So when we're wondering if today would have been an encore of yesterday, a terrible start to the week, that hasn't happened. So it's a flattish move in line with maybe what the global markets have done today as well, Agam, I reckon. So everybody awaiting Jerome Powell's testimony, and until that, maybe don't go out and be a brave heart. But the interesting bit today, I thought, was the reversal that we saw in a lot of these beaten down names. So you saw the oil PSUs, Oil India, Indian Oil Corporation, some of the others bounce back. Reliance was in the green, not a PSU, but in the green. Then real estate names, so Oberoi, Prestige, etc. All of them came back. So all of those that were beaten down post-budget have all managed to come back in the session today, which was a pretty interesting move. That was one. Fertilizers haven't, but maybe a due course of time. And two, just the fact that there's a sigh of relief, I think, in the markets once Bajaj Finance came out and said that, what was being viewed for the general economy is not necessarily for them.
For them.
Because if it would have hurt Bajaj Finance, then the market would have thought that a lot of other names would definitely get it, irrespective of how not bad the economy would be doing. So I think that's purely from a market's perspective, a bit of a relief that the market got, I thought. But let's wait and watch. The flows would have been minimal, I reckon, yesterday too. Very marginal flows on the institution side. So maybe that's the order of the day as well.
But Neeraj, a very quick word on REC. What's gone down there?
Yeah, I mean, I think this whole, I was just reading about it, this the CPSE index getting rebalanced before the expected launch of the next tranche of, and that probably the market men believe that there would be, or the analysis seems to suggest an outflow about $108 million out of REC, and that led to the stock doing so. I think we're back to those times, Agam, wherein we see a big casualty every single day. Yesterday was Mindtree. Today is REC. Let's see what's there tomorrow.
I'm sure a lot of them will be hoping that there isn't anything tomorrow.
And watching for your big boy today.
Big boy, yes. TCS will be announcing the earnings. But Neeraj, thank you for that perspective there. So, well, there you have it. We're watching out for some of those mid-cap movers. Have to address Titan. It's the biggest loser on the index, and in fact, it's lost nearly as much as something like a mid-cap. It's down 12.5%. Reason? Came up with the quarterly update yesterday. It suggested 13% growth in jewelry sales, muted. Why? Because the expectations, according to the street, are 22% for the entire financial year. This leaves Titan with much to catch up on when it comes to the remaining 3 quarters of this financial year. Of course, jewelry is the most important sector, considering it contributes to well over 80% of the consolidated Titan revenues, and that perhaps is the reason why that muted growth number is the reason why we are looking at a severe weakness in Titan. We must not forget that Titan was fully priced and quite richly valued in terms of multiples, and a lot of broking houses are at this point in time acknowledging the fact that that has been true. So we'll be watching out for more cues coming in, but again, all eyes on TCS and the kind of implications its earnings may have on the entire information technology sector. On that note, it's a wrap, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg.